Welcome to the most forward-thinking, inspirational podcast on the planet. Prepare to reevaluate everything you've been taught.
They have the power, we have the numbers now. It's all just a constant illusion of control. They break us like horses.
And they can tell us we're crazy, and we can say, well, you haven't seen anything yet.
Everything you knew was a goddamn lie. Would you up and explode like it's the 4th of July? Possessed by perfection in this land, if you're awake, you're the enemy. Every day a new deception. Pick your scene and take direction. And on a search to connect. But I don't wear a mask and I have no regret. Down on your knees, you don't look so tall. Open your eyes and the empire falls.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Mental Mastery Alliance podcast. Today, we are recording back with our main year. We are in Toronto, and it's funny being back here. It's been, hard to think about it or hard to actually put it into practice as I sit here right now in front of all of you. It's been 2 months since I've personally been here, and I know that's got nothing to do with you. But it just blows my mind how much time is a total illusion. 2 months. What's 2 months? It's memories. It's this, it's that. I haven't been here. I was at the lake house, and then I was in Ottawa all of October and then all of November. And honestly, the November trip was a blur. It was such a wonderful experience to be out, to be social, with people I haven't seen in a long time. Any one of you listening to this show right now, I love each and every one of you. I had a lot of fun. It's been a long time. And, everybody has their conceptions about sort of what goes on with anyone at all that they're either listening to or seeing or anything like that. And the truth is with me, there has been a lot of soul searching. There's been a lot of actual work that I've done on myself. And it's been in a town that I don't have much of a social life in, specifically by design. Granted, my family lives in this town. And I love that. There's something to be said about spending time with with your niece, with your sister who's always been there for you, and your parents or your mother who, I don't know. It's not like I've got anything good or bad to say about any of that. Clearly there's some issues in there that can be unpacked, but that was all the whole purpose of this journey. Understanding who I was better through understanding my strife with family. Now, again, my sister's always been there. She's been an absolute blessing, and she's had a child who is now 8 somehow. For the love of God, somehow. How did 8 years go by? I remember sitting with her, offering her a healthy kit. It was a detox kit, and she said, "I don't think I can take this because I think I'm pregnant." And I remember that like it was bloody yesterday. I remember we were sitting and we were having pho for lunch one day back in, I think, 2013. It blows me away just how fast time flies and how much love there is out there. But what I was saying was I am relatively reclused intentionally. So for the month of November, to go back to where I grew up, where a lot of my really good friends are, acquaintances, really solid energy, people that I loved, in my travels and in my journeys for that part of my life. It was so nice to connect with all of those guys and really spend some time and really sort of see where I am, where they are, in comparison to everything. Something that people don't really grasp is the existence of others and self at the same time. You know, we're so busy worrying about what others think of us. We're so busy paying attention to certain things, certain quibbles, quabbles, what have you. But the reality is every single person, how you feel about yourself is based on who you see around you. Therefore, if you're ashamed of yourself, or if you're sad, or if you're upset that you're fat, it's only because somebody else isn't, and you've seen it, and you've decided that you wanted that for yourself. That kind of thing. But the truth is, if there were no other humans on the planet, if it were just you, for the sake of this conversation statement piece, you would have nothing to compare yourself to. Therefore, you wouldn't be upset with yourself. You wouldn't be feeling inadequate. You wouldn't be feeling overt. You wouldn't be feeling anything. Right? You wouldn't be overly confident. You wouldn't be underly confident. Because every single person that's in your life exists for you to contrast, to experience contrast, essentially to see yourself in comparison to them. I don't have enough hair. I've got too much hair. I don't have this. I have that. And then you have to ask yourself, why is there even a comparison inside you? Why is there even an idea that you are one way or the other? Why do we have to beat ourselves up? Why do we have to degrade ourselves? Why do we have to say that we are great or we are terrible? Why do we cause that division? And every single person is fighting a battle that none of us know. We've all seen the meme. We've all heard the message. Every single person is fighting a battle. Every single person. The people that you would be so shocked are insecure are quite often the most insecure. We don't know because we're only looking at them through our eyes, through our trauma, through our story, through what happened to us, or through what we experienced. I shouldn't even say what happened to us, because what happened to us is exactly, essentially based on soul contracts, what we chose to have happen to us before we got here. And that's not something that I even take lightly. It's predominant. There is so much evidence of all these things. Every single thing is interconnected. Every single thing must be interconnected. If it wasn't, I mean, it's so easy to make it look like all of this is by happenstance. But once you really start looking into it, you realize that it can't possibly be by happenstance. So therefore, all of the things that we are currently upset with regards to ourselves or our surroundings, only exist so that we can alter ourselves or our surroundings. And that's a hard one for a lot of people to put their heads around. But everything that you hate about your life is an opportunity for you to change something. We sit there and we're like, I don't like these pants. I'm going to buy new pants. I don't like this job. I'm going to get a new job. I don't like this girlfriend or boyfriend. But I did at one point. You know, you have the opportunity to grow. The biggest lie that we've ever been told is that a leopard can't change its spots. And the truth of the matter is that you only exist to change your spots. You're here to have experiences and to grow from your experiences. And you're here to become something that you weren't yesterday. And to say that you can't do that is absolutely absurd. Absolutely absurd. I love having these conversations, and I love being able to articulate this. I love being able to understand and comprehend that every single thing that has ever happened in your life has happened for you. The worst things that you ever went through made you something amazing. The anxiety and the fear and all that sort of stuff, the things that you regret are your choices, are things that you grew from. Every last one of your quote unquote regrets is something that you've grown from. Because if you didn't regret it, then it didn't resonate with you and it was completely irrelevant of you to do these things. Right? But all of the things that we can think back on in our lives that we didn't like about ourselves or about what we did or about what we said, that's growth. That's you realizing that you shouldn't have done what you did, or that because you did what you did, you're now never going to do that again, and you're going to change and grow and adapt and alter. We all have this gift, this ability to grow, this ability to change, but we're stifled, we're limited, which brings me into my next topic. censorship. I'm going to go from mental mindset positivity to fuck you, Facebook, censorship. I'm seeing a lot of people, a lot of pros that I know that were using Facebook as a marketing tool. And for years and years and years, it was absolutely phenomenal. It was one of the greatest tools in the world. You had the reach that you had with Facebook was next level. And now it is not. Now it's a joke. Now it's an absolute echo chamber. Every single thing that you see on Facebook is something that you moderately already agree with. And if you like fighting on Facebook, Facebook creates that for you as well. My reach used to be massive on Facebook. It's no longer. I'm seeing all these people dropping like flies that used to use Facebook groups, Facebook connectivity. I have a client of mine actually was on Amazon. Apparently Amazon offered up Amazon video or audio. It's like a Dropbox. I don't know. I never trusted Dropbox or any of those cloud-based services really. But he's on there. And it's like $2 a month for whatever it is, a terabyte or 100 megabytes. I don't know what it is, but they make you pay for it. And he got a notice he couldn't gain access to his photos. And he got notice that his account violated the terms of use. What the fuck are the terms of use? You're just sitting in there and you're storing stuff. You're putting your pictures in there. They're your pictures. They go into your Dropbox. This is what happens. You store them for later. They are for you. They are on your account for you. Well, that sounds sketchy, I suppose, but he violated the terms of use. And this guy is a mad proponent for free thought, free thinking. So, of course, there has to be the medical misinformation is in there. Something that makes sense, but the powers that be deem no good. There is another thing that Facebook is doing. I mean, that's Amazon. And like, could you imagine being told what to do by Amazon? Like, you can't store these photos. You can't do this. Like, it's absolutely absurd. And it doesn't stop there because I've sent stuff sent stuff in chat on Instagram to friends, just back and forth chatting with friends. And this stuff, it's like that, something to do with that can't be sent, or that's not a, I don't know what it was appropriate. It got pulled out. It got removed from I don't even know what it was. Right. But for generations, people have been sending dick pics and all kinds of stuff to people all over the place. So I have another friend too that got terminated. His account, his Instagram account, and his Facebook account got terminated for child porn. That's what they said. The message was, it was child porn related, and both accounts got wiped out within seconds. He said his phone gave him a message. Facebook sent him a message saying upload complete. And then it was child porn. They said child porn. Immediately rocked it. And that blows me away, because who in their right mind has anything to do with anything that would even be even close to child porn? Right? Now, here's another thing too. Posting pictures of your kids at the beach because you're at the beach with your kids. Is that child porn? You know, there was all these stories that could have been anything. And yeah, everybody had their summer and did their thing. And that's the kind of shit that blows me away. And he was an advocate as well, speaking his mind, speaking his piece, and terminated just on the spot. One of our podcasts got terminated on the spot. I've talked about that 1,000 times. You know, granted, we were very egregious with the whole Tom Hanks thing, but Tom Hanks disappeared, right? Not on the front page of anything. Like, I don't think we were I mean, you know what? Even still, even if we were completely like in far left field talking about Tom Hanks and all the things that we talked about with Tom Hanks, which was funny to anyone listening to this, and they would have said, this guy's a tinfoil hat guy, right? But they nuked us, completely nuked us, the entire show off every platform. Poofta. Blows me away that they have the ability and power to do it, because they just didn't like what we were saying. We weren't instilling riots. We weren't causing anything. We weren't part of nothing. We were just talking about all the bullshit and lies that were going on. Back to Facebook. Facebook has this new disinformation and data spreading procedures bullshit. It states here, and I saw this picture, this meme, a friend of mine, actually the Cherry. You guys all met her when we spoke with Australia. She sent me a meme that said, anti-COVID-19 disinformation and data spreading procedures. Accounts removals starting from December 1st, 2021, international protocols. all and any profiles denying COVID-19 existence, all and any profiles found promoting non-social distancing or wearing of masks, face coverings during national government advice periods. And the list actually goes on. There's a link that I had on my Facebook. I'll even put it in the description of this video. It's the new policies and protocols if you guys care to see it. So I've got my friends getting wiped out. I've got my business friends just leaving, just being done with it, because again, your reach is so limited. Your reach is your echo chamber. Even if you've got a really substantial following, nobody really cares. Like the group sizes don't matter anymore. Everything is just limited. So it's just dead effort right now. And people aren't finding people on social media anymore, which is a damn shame. But at the end of the day, we're all getting wiped out anyway. So when this new protocols thing comes into play, because I saw that meme, that picture, I'm going to make that the picture for this episode. But when I saw that meme, I said, this can't be right. This can't be true. But it was, because they backed it up. They backed it up with the procedures, the actual page, the Facebook page of procedures. So all these people are leaving Facebook, and it's a real damn shame, because I have a really, really solid growth pattern on Instagram. And when I say growth pattern is I've been shadow banned massively, but I still have good reach. I'm still having an impact on people. Some of the comments you see on some of the posts on Instagram, and our Instagram is 100% inspirational and also 100% thought-provoking. So the pictures are all neutral. It's the captions under the pictures that make you think. And that's how we grab it. That's how we sort of try to free people's minds from certain things. But I don't know if they're going to nuke our Instagram because we talk openly about the bullshit that is COVID on Facebook, but they might. And that'd be upsetting. And that leaves us with the podcast, which is, in my opinion, the future, the absolute future. I don't think that they're going to blow up the podcast, but I do know that, there's a high likelihood that they're going to blow up the socials. Well, I with these threats, whether they're true or not anymore, because there's just so much information out there that's like, basically what they're saying is at any given time, if you do anything that we don't like, you're gone. You're out of here. But that's the way it is, I suppose. And what happens when you lose your Facebook? I think freedom happens. I think you're no longer tethered to some archaic piece of shit that is not serving anybody anymore. What once was a really awesome tool has become a cesspool for disagreement, for argument, for manipulation, for censorship. You can't post, you can't say, you can't do. It was ridiculous for the longest time. It was embarrassing. For years and years and years, the only thing that ever got pulled off my account was when I criticized the Boston bombing way back in the day. I showed evidence of the people dropping the bags. Didn't think anything of it, because this was before that the super censorship thing ever showed up. There was no warning. There was no nothing. This was the first time an image, a post, a thing that I ever did just disappeared. Poof, gone. Bye-bye. Out the door. Businesses are running away from Facebook. Facebook is now just a manipulation tool because people are running away from the news. People, I'm going to search Facebook. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to pay attention. And this goes for both sides. And I'm not just saying one person does this. Like all these super, super duper Trump supporters out there that are like, oh yeah, Trump this, Trump that. I loved the Trump message. I loved the thing. But again, it comes back to psychedelics. It comes back to the message. Terrence McKenna or Alan Watts, sorry. Alan Watts says use psychedelics like a phone. Once you get the message, hang up the phone. And psychedelics are phenomenal for that. They open your mind's eye to a lot of beautiful things. Right? But going nuts on them and using them as a constant party drug probably isn't the best idea. Donald Trump opened up a lot of doors and a lot of eyes. Opened up the fact that, whether you hate him or love him or whatever, you realize that the election was rigged. So if this election was rigged, most of them are rigged. Probably all of them are pointless. He opened up the eyes to people that were, paying attention to other things that may or may not have been going on, things that they were nodding to, alluding to. We have the Ghislaine Maxwell trial going on right now that nobody's even talking about. Like no mass media is talking about it. But we've also had multiple CEOs step down since it started. And to me, it's like, okay, well, that's just, one thing. That's one aspect of this. But when you start tying all of it together, you realize that all sides of everything, of every possible story is fucked. all sides of everything are crazy. All sides. There is no one definitive answer. And the problem with that is that each and every one of us maintain, whether it's through self-identified righteousness, wear your mask. Masks are for suckers, right? Every last one of the people heavily fighting those arguments are living in negative space. And they're living in an aspect of life where they have to, they just have to feel it. They have to feel that negativity. And when you let that go, and I think that's what's going to happen with Facebook when it goes. When you let that go, you're no longer going to be focused on the he said, she said, the monotony of it all. You're no longer going to be focused on the horrible social media of it all. You're not going to be focused on how terrible the COVID is and how fake it is, because there are people out there that can see right through it, and they're so frustrated at how fake the COVID bullshit is. And there are people out there that can't see through it, and they're so frustrated at how terrifying the COVID bullshit is. So every single person is dealing with something on their own aspect. And there's no need to be right or wrong. Fact, we are losing our freedoms by the day. That's got nothing to do with COVID, right? But here we are fighting this. We're fighting tooth and nail. We're putting all of our energy into something. And somebody else is just laughing, right? Somebody else is having the experience, possibly. Or you yourself, the listener, are the only person that's ever had this experience. This is 100% your unique experience, and all of us outside of you don't exist. We aren't real, but you are. You, the listener, are having an experience. You are experiencing the pluses and the negatives, the high moments and the low moments. You're experiencing the contrast, and you're comparing yourself to your experience. And you're thinking of yourself based on your experience. Every single person out here exists for you to understand yourself better through contrast. So you see how we can go up and down in the fighting and the this and the that, but there's always a bigger picture. There's always something a little bit more grandiose, a little bit more oomph out there, something bigger, something deeper. This society that we're living in is crazy. It's entertaining. It's terrifying on every level, on every aspect, the pros and the cons. But it is our experience. It exists because we need it to exist. Because, again, soul contracts, we decided to come here. This is what we're doing, where we're supposed to be. And it's incredible. So what's going to happen with business? Who knows? But it's going to be the experience. It's going to be the thing that makes us change. Facebook goes away. Instagram goes away. Business changes. I'm going to say something here too. The engagement on the cell phone, the texting has come up, and I'm really happy with that. You won't often get a reply when you text us, but all of the messages are read, and they're all fantastic, and we appreciate everything that you guys do send to us. I wanted to also, on the whole premise of this episode and business and things changing, if you guys have ever felt that you did want to work with a coach, or that you had any, even if you don't want to work with a coach, even if you just had a few questions and you wanted to set up a meeting, if any of you guys want to talk with me one-on-one about your life, about what you can do, about what's going on, send us a text. Just shoot us a text message. Say, I'm interested. I'd like to know. My name is, and I want to have a conversation with you. And we will get back to you. This isn't an all call. This isn't a cash grab. This isn't anything other than us doing what we can to contribute a little bit more to our listeners and to the world around us. So the number to send us a text message is 647-338-1265. Text us. Let us know what's going on. We want to help. And we don't want to help in some sort of stupid way. And if you know yourself that, oh, I could listen, I could chat. But there's somebody out there, there's one or two people out there right now that's like, I could really fucking use something. And that's what we're offering right now. We're offering that hand to you guys. So, It's a weird time, man. Facebook censorship, the world's about to change even more around us. It's going to be crazy. But it's already crazy. It's just going to get weirder. And it's only going to get weirder because we can see it more. We're more aware of it. So try not to be anxious. Try not to be depressed about all this sort of stuff. And try to understand that at the end of the day, no matter what's happening out there, it's just an experience. It's just an experience. Ladies and gentlemen, in the infamous words of Red Green, keep your stick on the ice.
Thank you for listening to today's Mental Mastery Alliance podcast. Let the team know you're listening by using the hashtag MMA and Mental Mastery Alliance. Want more motivation? Be sure to follow online on Instagram at Mental Mastery Alliance and on Facebook at Mental Mastery Alliance. And remember, your perception creates your reality. Make it a great day.
You got it, Pontiac.